What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Matthew. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at MSJ_4time or at Chili Productions. And what we're going to be doing today is installing a new FrostBite radiator in the 71 Chevelle. Let's get to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the FrostBite radiator. So it's the exact same one I currently have in the Chevelle, but I need to replace the one inside the Chevelle because it started leaking on the driver's side where the fins connect to that side tank portion. And it was leaking like that for a while, but it was enough to keep the car cool still, and it was very minimum. And then the other day when I was gonna go take it for a spin, I noticed it was leaking on the passenger side now, and it's leaking a lot more where those fins connect to that side tank. Forgot the terminology for it, so bear with me there. My thing is, when it was sitting there just warming up, started leaking a lot, and you could see the temperature starting to fluctuate up and down. So I know I had air inside the system now, and it was at that point it was like I need to replace the tank, so I can't really be driving the car. So I went ahead and got the exact same tank. Keep in mind, I've had this radiator for about 7 to 8 years now, and it's held up great. Not really sure what caused it to fail, and don't really know the lifespan of radiators. The original radiator I had inside there was the original radiator, and I've had this car for almost 9 years now. I mean, that was working well up until, cruising temperatures. That's when it overheated. That's why I think that's the first mod, if you will, that I actually did to the Chevelle. So we went ahead and got a new one. This is a 3-core FrostBite radiator. I'm also going to go over my whole cooling system, what I have inside there. And I'll add some links below so you guys could check them out yourselves if you guys want to purchase them. But the whole setup right now, on a good day when everything's working the way it should be, the car sits at around 180, may fluctuate to 185. That's about it. So yeah, it's really good cruiser. It gets me to where I need to be. I have no problems with it. But let's go ahead and check it out. Let's take a quick look at it, and then we're gonna dive into replacing it. We're gonna push the Chevelle back a little bit, and start taking everything apart. Let's check out the radiator now, and then you'll be able to see the old dirty stuff under the hood in just a second. Alright, so here it is. It is the FrostBite aluminum radiator. I have the 3-row version. It has polished tanks on the side. Obviously they could use a little cleanup on it, but it looks pretty good. It's a lot longer than my original factory one. You got your I think it's a 16-pound cap right here. Your inputs for the transmission cooler lines, and your drain plug down there, and then this is where your overflow tank would go, or it would connect right here. This is where you put the hose at, and this is the cap. It does come with their FrostBite polish cap, which I'm really excited that I got again, because I don't know if you guys seen in other videos, the cap on the Chevelle right now, I tried to polish it because it had all these watermarks that ended up getting really bad. I left it on there too long on the polisher and it got burnt, so good thing we got another one. Alright, let's look at what we're gonna do first, and then the last step we're gonna need to do. So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and remove the electric fans. If you have electric fans, remove them. If you don't, obviously you don't have to worry about that. Remove the electric fans. You're gonna lift up the front of the car. You're gonna drain it. You're gonna get a bucket and drain all the fluids. Try draining from this portion right here. because I'm blanking out on the name, but this is meant to drain it, but it runs kind of slow. So drain it from there first, and then obviously you come over here, loosen up that bottom hose, and drain out the rest. That's obviously going to be a lot faster, but go ahead and do both sides. After that, you're going to remove this portion right here, this top hose. You're going to remove the bottom hose. You're going to get another bucket and put it on this side, because you're going to need to remove these the transmission cooler lines, and this is the step you want to do first, just because it's going to get kind of messy. But or yeah, that's just pretty much it. It's going to get kind of messy, and you don't have like a drain plug like you do for the actual radiator fluid. So yeah, get a bucket on that side. You're going to be able to remove this component right here, lift it straight up, and go ahead and replace it. So let's start by jacking up the car and draining all the fluids. While it's draining, we're then going to remove the electric fan. All right, so I got it draining from right there. I went ahead and just removed the top hose. I disconnected, this is the temperature sensor for my electric fans. And I removed the cover right here with the 3 bolts that hold it down. That's what it looks like right there, a little dirty. Cool. My next step is I'm going to go ahead and undo the 2 bottom brackets that hold up the electric fans. I'm going to slide it up, undo the wiring, or disconnect the wiring, and then remove the electric fans on their own. All right, we got both electric fans out. I'm about to close up the drain plug right there and disconnect on this side. That way it could come out a lot faster and we have a lot more room. This is what it looks like. As I said, I removed the 2 bottom brackets, so it'll still give me support while I disconnected the connects right here. Still giving me that support, and then when I was just ready, I just literally slid it right on up. Let's go ahead and close that and start draining from that side. All right, I got the bottom disconnected. Everything pretty much drained. Kind of got all over the place. That's why I tried to catch everything with this. But yeah, got that undone. The last step is to disconnect the transmission cooling lines. I'd recommend getting one of these. I forgot the exact name of it, but it wraps around the entire nut right there. That way you don't have to risk stripping it, and it's a lot easier to take off. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these right here. I'm gonna get a couple racks to catch some of the transmission fluid that leaks out, and then this is gonna be, nothing else is holding it in place, so it's gonna come right out. I can pop the other one right in. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all the plugs right here and use them to plug up the other transmission, the other radiator. That way I don't get none of this fluid leaking everywhere when I pull it out. All right, here's the old one, and here's the new one. So even when I got this one, the finish was not that good at all. It looks like they half-assed kind of try to polish it, and that's all they got. This one had a bunch of watermarks on it, and tried to polish it up myself. Went well, and then I accidentally burnt the cap, and then I just started getting leaks everywhere. But yeah, another thing to take note on this specific one that was inside the car, it is warped. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is definitely warped. So if I try to level up this portion, you can see the fins on that end. Yeah, I don't know if that whatever happened to cause that contributed to these right here leaking out fluid, and that's where it's coming from, where the fins connect to this portion right here. Not all of them, but some of them. It was over here, started out lightly, but that was okay, and then this is where it started really pouring down, and where I got my big leaks from. But yeah, this is it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring over the fans, install the fans, that way I could just slide the radiator in and start wiring everything back up. Just do everything in the reverse order, of course. All right, we got everything back together. We got the cover on, we got the upper hose connected, you got the lower hose connected, the transmission lines right here, the thermostat sensor right there. I connected the fan wiring together. Just gonna add some tape to that and tuck it underneath. At the end, all I need to do is fill it up with radiator fluid, some coolant, put some tranny fluid in there, keep it lifted up in the front so it can burp out all the air, get rid of that from the system, that way it doesn't overheat, and then we'll be good to go. All right, I am back. We filled it up with 1.5 of these, and it's pretty much all the way, it's right there. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna lift it up as high as I can in the front, and also you also want the passenger side to be slightly higher, that way no air bubbles get trapped on this side and they will easily just pop out of here.
let it warm up, let it come up to operating temperature, make sure the fans turn on, make sure nothing's leaking, and then we should be good to go. So after I do that, last step is to place this on this cap right here. You do have to hit it with a mallet, so get a rag over it so you don't nick it or anything like that. Line it up, because once you put it on, you can't take it off, it's stuck on there. So yeah, line it up however you want, get a mallet, tap it until it's flushed, and then you're gonna be good to go. All right, and just like that, done, dry, and no leaks. That's pretty much it for replacing the radiator itself. Got everything together. Like I said, there is no leaks now. I'm not gonna lie, the lower transmission line was leaking a lot. It took me like literally 5 times removing it, put it back on, bending the tube just to get it to sit correctly and not leak. So it took me a while. I literally thought it wasn't gonna stop, but it's in, everything's perfect. The top radiator hose was leaking a little bit, so I let all the air out, then I put the cap on, still let it run so the system could build pressure, then I could see where. All right, sorry about that, my GoPro died once again, but this top one was leaking. Tightened this one up and it stopped. That lower one was leaking. Trying to focus, can't. Anyways, this one was leaking. Finally got it to stop. And other than that, it's been pretty much good. Now, just to talk about what I have inside here. Obviously, I didn't put the cap on, but I have the 3-core FrostBite radiator. Supports up to 750 horsepower. It's between 450 to 750 horsepower. This is something you want to get, or you want to get a larger one just like this, even for lower horsepower cars. But like if you live in the desert or somewhere where it gets extremely hot, you'd want a larger radiator as well. I'll go ahead and post a link and the price of that. These dual 12-inch Maradyne Jetstreme fans I got off OPGI, and these push about 3,600 CFM of air, and they're reversible too. So if I wanted to put it in front of the radiator, you know, I could do that as well. But I have it on the back. No need to put everything in the front. I might throw some lights in there or something. Who knows? I think for the thermostat, I have a 180 degree thermostat that I got off Summit Racing. The first time I bought it off Holley's website itself. This time I bought it off Summit Racing, and it came in like 2 days too, which was great. And then the water pump is it's Edelbrock, and it's their polished version of one of their water pumps. I'm gonna go ahead and put the description of all of these components that I bought. So if you want to try out the setup or get bits and pieces of them, go for it. Like I said, with this setup itself and my thermostat, for the fan set up to 180, it stays at 180, maybe gets to 185, but oftentimes it'll be like at 180, maybe drop down a little bit, but it'll fluctuate in that range. And yeah, it works great for me. All right, so the setup I have specifically is fairly expensive, or at least it is to me. I think the fans, and I'm gonna put everything in the description, maybe a photo right here too. The fans are around $500 or so. This is including tax and shipping, obviously something you still need to pay for. The radiator was close to 400. I think it was like 385, somewhere around there. I don't recall the rest of it, but even at that, that's almost $500 already. So yeah, if you're looking just to get by, there's a lot more affordable options out there in terms of, you know, the water pump, radiators, electric fans. You don't even have to have those. You could have a pulley driven fan. So yeah, you get everything I got that'll work for your car and get you by at a fraction of what I paid for. And then, you know, also if you have a lot of money to spend on your cars, like money is an option or an object, there's a lot more better systems. You could get like BeCool. They have like a, you know, $1,500 like radiator shroud mount with their dual electric fans. They have those, and then they have even better ones and more. Mine was, I guess, compared like right in the middle of everything, but like I said, it is still fairly expensive. So if you wanted to grab bits and pieces of it, you can. If you want to save up, it took me a while to save up to get all those components, just to keep that in mind. But the Chevelle is like, it's my pride of joy. It's what made me start YouTube, so everyone could see the progress I make with it. And then I, obviously add the Trailblazers and do other things. But yeah, this car that started it all. And that's why I tend to spend a little bit more money on it than I would like my other cars. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Chevelle so far. Let me know what you guys think about this system, what system you guys are using. Like I said, I just got this radiator a couple days ago. I posted on the forum what everyone was using. Got a lot of great answers. No one was using this radiator, surprisingly, but I just liked the way it looked. I guess what made me want to get it even more was this cap. I was really focused on this, and that's what I haven't seen on other radiators. Now I know like Champion, they have their little logo. BeCool, they have like a polished one like that, which looks nice, but this one is unique. It looks a little bit different, I guess because it has whatever fucking animal is on there. Makes it look aggressive. But yeah, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know what you guys are using as well, and if you have any questions or want me to do something to my Chevelle, or you have a question or anything, just comment down below. You can hit me up on Instagram or anything like that. You can email me, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, that's it for now. Till next time.